And like a lot of people, the corporate press tactic has kind of been like, oh look, man, it's like his son's got a drug problem. Like, don't bring that up. That's like, a lot of people struggle with this. And you could kind of understand that if Joe Biden hadn't authored the 94
Yeah.
crime bill. Like, no, I'm sorry. And of course, none of them are talking about it like you are for the right reasons with the right angle. But it's like, no, I'm sorry. You would literally throw someone in jail for a decade over
Yeah.
this. Like you would ruin their lives. But I'm supposed to not say anything about it because it's your kid. It's someone in the nobility class or something. Like, no, fuck that. It's horrific. How many people's lives have been ruined when they're already not in great shape if they're doing crack to begin with?
It's also funny, like they're like the newfound aristocracy and talk about inbreeding. Like he hooked up with or married his brother's widow.
Yeah, that's also very, very weird, very bizarre.
So weird.
Well, it's something that I think we've all who are like in this kind of red pill space have thought about for a long time. But once, like, if you just get red pilled on the nature of the state, particularly on the nature of war, it's very hard to not go down like two more steps and be like, wait, but who are these people?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
who the hell are these people who are like, like the average person on the street, if you just ask them about Barack Obama, they don't hate Barack Obama for the reasons I do. Like they don't, whether they like him or not, they're not like, he like launched a war of genocide with the Saudis in Yemen. Like this guy is literally, it's committed crimes against humanity. Children have been slaughtered because of this guy's decisions. Even like the Fox News watching ones don't even know about that. They'd be like, well, I don't know, Benghazi, or he's a secret Muslim or something like that,
Right, yeah.
like but the people in power, they absolutely know about that. And they're fine with it. They're fine with the fact that babies are slaughtered. And you could be like, well, that's over there. It's not over here. But it's like, what type of person is comfortable at this, at the upper echelons of power like that? And it turns out, I think, not very good people. And I remember talking to you about this back in 2016, but part of the thing that was so damning for Hillary Clinton when Weiner got caught sending nudes to that teenager is that it's just like, so your husband's a sexual predator and your best friend's husband is also a sexual predator. Like, who the fuck are these people?
Right.
Like, whose story is that? How do they be like, well, it doesn't reflect on her. She's just, she's just a nice, decent woman who really wants to help people, who happens to be friends with Jeffrey Epstein, who's a pedophile, and her husband is also a rapist, and her best friend's husband is also a sexual predator. It's like, what? That's very, very bizarre. And then you put that together with her, like, the couple days after Gaddafi is like sodomized to death in the streets, and she's laughing about it. And you're like, yeah, I think these people might be different from you and I.
This is you at your best, I gotta tell you. Because when you're just saying all this stuff so matter-of-factly, in that, like, it's almost like a blue-pilled voice, you could just imagine the people listening to this, like the blue-pilled boomer cons being like, wait a minute, yeah, wait, what? Like, she's even worse than I thought. It's not like, oh, she's corrupt. It's like, this is a Martian.
Well, I'm happy for like a solid counter argument if someone has one, but like I'm just putting out this information here. Like what is one to do with that information other than determine that quite possibly these are like sociopathic monsters who are, like they're the ones that were the most driven to get in these powerful positions, and they're the ones who are like the most acceptable for these positions. And I think a big part of it is that people, very, very powerful interests rely on, this power structure. I mean, it moves a tremendous amount of wealth. Like it's hard to even quantify. It's not just like whatever the $5 or $6 trillion the federal government's going to spend this year, but then think about like the money printing and the big banks that are all basically quasi-state apparatus machines. And it's just trillions and trillions of dollars. And if you want someone to do your bidding in that situation, who better than someone you have a lot of dirt on?
Yeah.
So you find these like really fucked up people, and then they're much easier to control.